So the official start to spring is this month, and although where I live, the weather won't be reflecting that for I don't know how long, probably a little while, I am tired of the doom and gloom. I'm tired of the gray, and the inside of my house is basically just as gray as the outside, and I'd like to change that. I want to do some decorating, but before we do that, I think that I need to do a little cleaning up. A spring clean, if you will. Because there's a lot of clutter and there's a lot of dust that really needs to go before the spring weather arrives. I have 3 main goals that I'd like to accomplish over this spring clean. The first one being to clean out my fridge. It really isn't that bad, but there's definitely some things that have to go, especially on the door. There's a lot of empty bottles. Another thing that I really want to clean out is my closet, because it just gets out of hand so easily, and I'm sure there are plenty of things in there that I don't wear that I could be donating. And then the last one is just an overall tidy. There's a lot of dust, cobwebs, things that just haven't been wiped down in a very long time that could just use a little bit of love. So I have my work cut out for me, and there's no way I'm going to get through this without listening to at least a little bit of music. Let's go.
Nice to see you. You know I need you to get around. Oh yeah, to make a dance. Nice to see you. You know I need you. Just give me one more chance.
There is literally no part of me that wants to do this right now, but it must be done. So let's do it.
I picked you up and I put you on. We left the shop feeling bold and bright. I love my Aegean blue. Aegean blue. Nice to see you. You know I need you.
It is a dark, dreary, gloomy day outside because it is raining. And we're getting rain for the next few days. And I'm not gonna lie, it is definitely putting a damper on my springy mood. So I think in order to get a little bit of motivation, I need to put on something cute and springy and just pretend. So that's what I'm gonna do to get this closet clean out done. You just gotta do what you gotta do, right? I took the afternoon to just go through my closet and figure out what pieces that I knew I wouldn't be wearing. I have a really bad habit of holding on to things for a really long time, especially if it's something that doesn't fit anymore and I'm just hoping that someday it will again, or something that I just haven't worn in a long time and I'm just keeping it because, you know, what if one day I want it? Today would be the day that I would just let go of some of those things. But I did find a few things that could be rehomed and a few things that I thought maybe I could perform a little DIY magic on to love them again. And once I was done, I packed everything up and donated it. With only one thing left on my to-do list, it was time to finally break out the cleaning supplies and get to work. Deep cleaning your house is definitely something I don't think a lot of people find joy in, and I'm not an exception to that either. But I will say, over the days and weeks of me wiping away dust that's been sitting for way too long, vacuuming up carpets and the couches, and wiping the mold off the windows, everything in my home just started to feel lighter and brighter and more like spring. Like I was washing away the blues of winter to open the windows up to the light. Maybe that was a really cheesy thing to say, but it's truly what it felt like. So things are looking really good around here, and it's incredible how much lighter you feel after clearing away like dust and dirt that's been hanging around for like way too long. And the thing about like house cleaning is that it's a continuous thing, and there's always going to be something that needs to be cleaned. So I think things are looking pretty good for now, and I'm just gonna pick away at the other things that's left on my to-do list here and there over the next couple of weeks. But as for today, it's actually pouring down rain outside right now, but I have a spring project in mind that I've been thinking about doing for a while, and I've kind of like switched around in my mind a few times of how I want to do it, but I think I finally decided on how I officially want to make it. I'm gonna make something today. I'm really excited. After like weeks of cleaning, I'm ready to do a creative project. So I just finished sewing this up, and now it's time to start the fun part. So what I have just made is a square with hemmed edges, and essentially I want to make it into a cute tablecloth for my kitchen table. And I wanted to put some strawberries and little white daisies on it. And I toyed with the idea of sewing them on, like making like little patches basically out of fabric and sewing them on. But I just thought it would be fun to kind of experiment with something a little bit different. So I'm actually going to be screen printing them on here. So my next step is to draw and cut out my stencils. Nothing lights my fire quite like creating or making something with my hands. And it's a really exciting thing to be able to take an idea that I have in my head and turn it into something in the real world. But it also reminds me that there's beauty in things that are not instant. In a world where we can scroll with our finger and 2 seconds later see a full project being completed, there are things that take time. And it's important to allow yourself to take the time to enjoy those things instead of rushing around just to get to the final product. And for me, I think spring is a lot like that. Spring is kind of the road to summer in my mind, if you will. And it's finally when I start wishing my cold, dreary winter days away and I start to slow down and enjoy it, because I know that even though it's going to take time, summer, the thing that I look forward to most, is at the end of spring. So I can just relax and enjoy it because I know that it's coming. I know that it's going to be there at the end. And with projects like these, honestly, I really love just being able to take my time and do it at my own pace and just have cozy little afternoons listening to music or listening to my audiobooks until I finish them. I have finally finished my cute little strawberry tablecloth. And truthfully, I couldn't be more happy with it. It pretty much came out exactly as I was hoping. There are a few little imperfections, like some of the seeds on the strawberries are a little off kilter because it was actually pretty hard to line them up, which I didn't really think about beforehand, but I just did my best. I kind of had to crouch down on the floor and just try my best to line it up. And for a lot of them, it turned out pretty okay. But there's a part of me that also kind of likes the imperfection of a handmade item. And I really like the brightness of it and the color that it adds to my kitchen. And I kind of have this like dream of someday our house being just like chock full of like all of these really cute like handmade things that just make it feel so homey and cozy, like a little cottage in the woods somewhere, if that makes sense. Everything I make is just one step closer to that. This is also completely free to make because I made it using things that I just already had. Is also more sustainable because I didn't buy anything, and this is not disposable. I can reuse this as many times as I want, and I will. It is now officially spring. We are on the end of March, and lately the sun has been shining. There were birds chirping this morning, and slowly but surely things are feeling brighter and just overall better. But I do have one final thing that I want to do before we close the video out. My spider plant in my living room has grown ferociously long and now reaches the couch, so I decided now was as good a time as any to replant it into its own pot where it can thrive somewhere else in my house. I still haven't found a place to hang it yet, so that will have to come at a later date. But I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and that you watched all the way to the end of this video. And I will see you very soon with a new one.